in one column, it showed that you just showed up. And I guess you was like some somewhere surrounded by water. What gave you the courage to talk to strangers?
I think it was by maybe the fifth or sixth person that walked by, and I was too scared to say something. That gave me the courage because in my head, it's like what I said. It's like I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make this work because I know it will. But even the scary things, it's like I have to break past it. There's no one's gonna do this for me. It has to be something I have to learn how to do on my own. And so after watching this, so the setting he's mentioning is there's a place called the Boardwalk in Louisiana in the Shreveport Bossier area. It's right on the river of the Red River, and right out there there's a bunch of really nice concrete patios along that line up along the river. And one of those, there's one particular spot that I always went to because it was probably one of the prettier spots, the easier accessible spots next to Buffalo Wild Wings in that area,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just the perfect spot to sit, and people always cross by there. And so that was the option. It was like people walk by there all the time, whether they're working here and they're just taking a break, or they're out to see the scenic view, or they're just being out here. People were there all the time, and so that was it. And like the first time I ever went out there to sit down, my first thought was, okay, the seats are pretty uncomfortable, so I need to bring a cushion next time, which I did. I brought a cushion next time. But it was by the fifth or sixth person that walked by, and I was like, "You're not talking to these people. You're just too scared to say anything. Why? Like, what? You're not going to get anywhere. Just let them walk by." And that fear is always there. It's like, what if they're going to say no? What if they look like I'm an idiot for doing it? And my head was like, okay, well then let them do it. If they're really going to think you're an idiot for just asking if they want to have a conversation, let them do it. That's on them at that point. And so the next person was like, hey, do you have a moment to talk? Just for a second. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. And that was like, I think that was it. And the moment they were just like, yeah, it's fine. I was like, okay, this is so much easier. And I don't know if I mentioned in the book, but there was never a time where I actually got up to the courage to ask someone to speak, and they said no. Every person I asked said yes. And that was huge for me because I was like so worried about people saying no to it, but every single person was okay with it. And like so, it was all in my own head the same way it's all in our own heads all the time like that.
So what was the question? What was the question that you asked them for them like for them to ask, like for them to answer? What was that special question? Or did you have like a few questions that you had juggling in your mind for you to ask them?
So it wasn't really a special question. It was just I'm being holding a moment. And so every time the conversation went like this, it's like, hey, do you have a moment to speak? And like, yeah, I got a moment. They come sit down, and I explain what I'm doing. It's like, hey, my name is Ron. I'm a practicing life coach, and today I come out here to speak to people. And so it's like that's my thing on Thursdays. And so today it's like it doesn't cost you anything. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I just want to learn more about you, and so if there's anything I can help you with, I want to do so. And so I was like, okay, so tell me about yourself. And then that was always the start of it. Tell me about yourself. And then people just open up. Their whole life would come out. If sometimes the immediate problem they're even thinking about would be the first thing that comes up. It's like, oh, I'm on break right now from work, and my boss he's going crazy about something. I don't know what his problem is, but he's bringing it to the entire group, and we don't know how to handle it right now. So like something like that. Things in that regard always came up, and a lot of people's life stories came through. And while I'm listening to these, I'm waiting to jump on something. Like any problem, I'm going to jump on it. But it always felt better to just let them speak and just let them allow them to like relive the adventure a little bit. And then it came to a point to where most of the time they would ask me what do I think about the situation. So I never even had to jump on anything. It was just like the space being open for them to speak was enough for them to relay something and then ask me what my opinion on it was.
So you giving people a sacred space because some people go through a day's work, weeks worth of work without decompressing, without having to talk to people. And so you just happen to bring that safe haven to them
Mm.
for them to vent to you and open up to you and things like that. But how did that make you feel?
Oh, it was absolutely the best thing in the world. Just being able to be that person for people to speak to. It was like this is what life's about to me. And so I told people before, it's like I can't describe the emotion to feel, but it's like it's the best thing ever. I can imagine what heaven would be like. That's probably that feeling.
Yeah, I know that's right.